Now, from world champion boxer to rice and beans, our first guest today joined Grace and Jane as part of this year's I'm a Celebrity lineup.
Just watching that feels like a weird fever dream. We were just saying.
I haven't actually watched it, you know that. I haven't actually watched. I've watched about 4 episodes. I haven't got through it all. It's like, quickly, the girls are going to be grilling you tomorrow. Find out as much as you can.
It's actually odd sitting looking at the three of you here, having watched you sitting around a campfire for so long.
Barry's had his head powdered.
Exactly.
Well, listen, that we have to say, and I don't want to fight Barry, washing up gate. We need to clear this up. What on earth happened there?
Do you know what? That was a 20-second, and then within 3 seconds, I'd said to him, "It's a wind-up."
It's a wind.
And they didn't use that in the edit.
No, they didn't. That's right.
So
that's
I got
right.
edited very badly in that, I have to say. And it was it was because I was physically exhausted, and washing up, as you know, is the worst job in the camp. You've got to lump it up and down 100 steps.
But you know something?
And
I genuinely didn't realise it was as tiring as it was. And I was helping everybody, and I wasn't supposed to be. I was like a jack-in-the-box sitting in the seat that said, "Don't help anybody or we'll penalise you." So, you know, people weren't doing things or...
Oh, you were desperate to help.
I was desperate to help. So I enjoyed getting up and down and helping people. But probably, I'm sure it must have irritated people as well, jumping up and down all the time. But
oh, no, I loved it. I didn't have to lift in that giant glass like Barry.
But they had that big shot on your face, your wee face crumpled, and it was like, because, I mean, you were the softie of the camp. I mean, for the boxer, you were...
I think everybody generally thought
the
the washing up, you literally just went to one side and did it in a sink or something.
Yeah, with your marigolds.
Like that at all. But,
It was realistically 300 yards down. You know, you wash your socks and then 300 yards back up, and then you dry it.
Pots.
So it was physically tough. The water, I think, was.
But you helped me when you could, didn't you?
I don't.
We weren't allowed to help each other unless the other person was out of the camp.
But anyway, it's done something good for you, because you must be at fighting weight now, aren't you?
I lost almost 16 pounds. In fact, Reverend Richard was the only one that lost more than me. Yeah. But it's fair to say he had more to lose.
Yeah.
Sorry,
did you get back to fighting the weight you were?
No. You know, the reality is, when I boxed, I boxed at 9 stone. So
9 stone. Look at him there, Barry.
But then I would have been 10.5 stone. 10 stone 5. But to get down to weights, I would have had to struggle, like most people do. Nowadays, it's interesting, with fighters today, they weigh on a Friday at lunchtime, and featherweights, for example, would be, 8 stone 13 and 3/4. And then on Saturday night, they're 10 stone 7.
Wow.
Seriously. They were put on, like, over 20 pounds.
Yeah.
And that's normal, and because everybody's trying to maximise their power and their strength, so they get down as light as possible, and their heads are light on the scales, and you think, oh, they're going to topple over, and then they get off the scales and just bang, 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 drink, and the next day they're 1.5 stone heavier.
So you're so immersed in the boxing world, aren't you?
Totally immersed.
So this was a big departure for you. What made you want to go into the jungle?
Well, girls, you can agree, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You don't get a chance to do this. It's an amazing place to go to. It's an amazing thing to do. It's very, very challenging psychologically. And it's, I just wanted to see, could I do it? And let's be honest, the money was quite good as well. But it was a great opportunity to test myself, to see, could I get on with people. I'm normally very good with people, but, for a long periods of time, you're stuck there. The food, let me tell you, I don't know about you guys, and I know it didn't affect... I don't know whether it affected you as much as it affected me, but the fact that we had no condiments, we had no salt, we had no pepper, we had no sugar, and it was really, really tough. And,
it literally tasted like wallpaper paste.
But the interesting thing was, I got to like the wallpaper paste, because that's all we got.
He was always hungry, and weirdly, I was never hungry, and sometimes I would only have half a portion, and neither would Colleen.
You handed over to me,
we
and
would
I
give
was
it to
wolfing
Barry,
it down,
because he was so hungry. But I wanted to ask you, what did you... Because you and I had, and we're not going to talk about Nika today, but we had a lot of good chats in the jungle, all of us.
Yeah.
What have you taken back from the jungle? What have you brought home with you? What have you learned about yourself?
Yeah, I suppose what I've learned, I'm actually a pretty decent fella. I think I can
Surely
get on
you knew
with
that
people.
Before.
No, but you don't, because you don't know, and you know, we've been through it. So if you're put in a situation where you're forced to be together in a small area under, you know, tough circumstances, and for me the tough thing was the diet. But I think we all agreed at the beginning, and this is interesting. I don't know that they ever showed that, but we all agreed that there's two ways of doing this. We can fight and we can fall out with each other, or we can enjoy it and just persevere the tough times and help each other. And that's what we did. And that's, I think, most of them said that's one of the best and most buoyant and most friendly
It made it really enjoyable to watch, I have to say.
And actually, you say that, but also there are certain personalities that wouldn't be able to do that.
No,
things flare up, don't they? And
oh no, things do. Yeah, but
all got on.
But I think we made an effort to get on, and the one thing that really makes you irascible is, for me anyway, was the diet.
Yeah.
You know, not.
What's the first thing
food.
you ate when you got out?
I had an all-inclusive breakfast. Myself and my wife wolfed it down. I had about 2/3 of it, 75% of it, and she had a little bit. But yeah, that's the first thing, you know. It was fabulous, and I really enjoyed the food. And I realised more than anything else how much I don't drink, I don't smoke. I'm in, you know, train. Keep fit, but food is very important to me.
Yeah, thanks. Barry, listen, it's been lovely to have you, and I hope we see a lot more of you on the telly, because you are a very decent fella.
Thank you.
Barry McGuigan.
Thank you very much.